Prison is a harsh reality for anyone, but for some, it can be more than just challenging. It can be terrifying. Recently, shocking reports have emerged surrounding King Harris, the son of rapper T.I., revealing a side of incarceration that many fans rarely see. According to insiders, King is struggling profoundly behind bars, and his fear of fellow inmates has reached a point where he allegedly turned to his father, T.I., for help. The situation raises pressing questions. Can a famous father intervene in a high-stakes environment like prison? And what does it reveal about the unique challenges faced by high-profile inmates? King Harris, like many young men, is navigating an environment that is unforgiving and fraught with danger. Prison, with its rigid social hierarchies and constant tension, can be intimidating even for the strongest individuals. For King, who grew up in the spotlight as the son of one of hip-hop's most prominent figures, the stakes feel exponentially higher. Sources close to the situation claim that King feels unsafe in the prison environment and fears for his personal well-being. It's a stark reminder that the challenges of incarceration are not just legal. They are deeply personal, emotional, and sometimes life-threatening. T.I., known both for his music and his outspoken stance on fatherhood and family responsibility, is now reportedly facing one of the most personal crises of his life. According to insiders, King reached out to his father, expressing fear and desperation. The young man is allegedly asking T.I. to intervene in order to ensure his safety, highlighting a situation where celebrity influence and parental love intersect with the unforgiving realities of the criminal justice system. This is not simply a story about fame. It's a story about a father confronted with the very real vulnerability of his child. Prison life is notoriously difficult. For someone like King Harris, it is compounded by factors that the average inmate may not consider. He carries the weight of public attention, a famous last name, and the expectations that come with it. Being recognized or targeted because of his father's fame can make a dangerous environment even more perilous. According to sources, this fear is not imagined, it's a daily reality. King reportedly has been trying to navigate the prison social structure, but the anxiety, intimidation, and potential threats have left him feeling cornered and desperate for intervention. T.I. has long emphasized the importance of family in his public statements, often speaking about protecting his children and guiding them through life's obstacles. Now, fans are watching closely to see if he will step in on a more literal, urgent level. If King's claims are accurate, this is a situation where fatherly intervention could mean not just emotional support, but actual legal maneuvering to ensure the young man's safety. It's a stark reminder that even those who grow up in privilege are not immune to the harsh realities of prison life. While the specifics of King Harris's incarceration remain largely private, sources suggest that his fear has become so intense that it is affecting his ability to function day to day. Inmates rely on confidence, social alliances, and sometimes intimidation to navigate the complex social hierarchy of prison. When someone feels vulnerable or exposed, it can be not only psychologically exhausting, but physically dangerous. This dynamic, coupled with the constant public scrutiny that comes with being T.I.'s son, creates a uniquely stressful scenario, one that requires both careful legal strategy and emotional support. The story has ignited a firestorm on social media. Fans are debating the realities of prison life, the influence of celebrity, and the responsibilities of parents when it comes to protecting their children. Many wonder how T.I. could leverage his resources to intervene, whether through legal channels or advocacy, to ensure that King is kept safe. Others question the ethical implications of celebrity influence in a system that ideally treats all inmates equally, regardless of background. It's a complex conversation, one that highlights systemic issues in the justice system while also showing the very human concern of a father's love for his child. Imagine being young, behind bars, and knowing that every interaction could have life-altering consequences. For King Harris, the fear of fellow inmates is reportedly intense enough that he feels he cannot solely rely on his own abilities to stay safe. The young man's alleged decision to reach out to T.I. underscores both the severity of his fear and the trust he places in his father. But it also raises larger questions. How does one protect a loved one in prison? And can fame, wealth, or influence truly shield someone from danger in such a harsh environment? The father-son dynamic adds another layer to this story. T.I. is not just a celebrity, he is a parent who has publicly shared his experiences raising children, often navigating the challenges of protecting them from both the world outside and the mistakes they make within. King's request for help isn't just about fame, it's about the instinctive need for safety and parental protection. Sources say T.I. is actively exploring ways to support his son, though the exact methods remain confidential. Legal experts suggest that such intervention could involve appeals for transfer, protective custody, or even early release strategies, depending on the nature of King's charges and behavior in prison. Prison is often a test of mental resilience, but fear can erode even the strongest individuals. According to insiders, King Harris has experienced moments of panic and anxiety, reportedly expressing that he feels surrounded and vulnerable. Inmates who feel trapped or exposed often face heightened risks, and this environment can exacerbate existing stressors. When a celebrity family is involved, the stakes are amplified. The world is watching, and every detail is scrutinized. This can create a double-edged sword, where fame offers potential protection but also draws attention, potentially placing the individual in more danger. Fans and commentators have speculated endlessly about how T.I. might intervene. Some suggest that public pressure could influence prison officials or legal authorities, while others argue that legal procedures and protocols are largely immune to celebrity influence. Yet, King's situation is a reminder that incarceration is not simply a matter of time served. It is an environment where fear, power dynamics, and human psychology play crucial roles. For a young man in the public eye, these dynamics are heightened exponentially. Consider the emotional toll on T.I. as a father. Reports suggest that he is deeply concerned for King's safety and well-being. This is not merely about correcting a misstep. It's about ensuring that his son survives an environment that can be hostile, stressful, and unforgiving. For fans, this revelation humanizes both T.I. and King, showing the universal fear and anxiety a parent feels when their child is in danger. It also exposes the harsh realities of the criminal justice system, reminding us that behind every headline is a deeply personal story of vulnerability and hope for protection. While details about King Harris's exact situation remain limited, the narrative unfolding is one of desperation, fear, and parental intervention. If the reports are accurate, King's plea to his father represents a crucial turning point, a young man acknowledging his vulnerability and seeking the guidance and protection of someone he trusts implicitly. It is also a moment that shines a light on the broader challenges faced by young men in prison, particularly those with high-profile connections that can either protect them or make them targets. The situation also forces us to consider broader questions. How does fame intersect with justice? How does a family navigate a system that often punishes vulnerability rather than protecting it? And what measures are available to parents, celebrities or otherwise, when a loved one's safety is at risk behind bars? King Harris's reported fears are not unique. Many inmates face threats, but the combination of public scrutiny, media attention, and parental intervention adds a dimension rarely seen in the general prison population. The stakes are high. Every day King Harris remains behind bars is another day he reportedly faces psychological stress and fear. According to insiders, T.I. is exploring legal avenues to secure his son's safety, but the process is delicate and complicated. It requires balancing public perception, legal realities, and the unpredictable dynamics of prison life. At the same time, this story has sparked broader conversations about parental responsibility, mental health, and the need for reform within correctional institutions to better protect vulnerable inmates. As this story continues to develop, one thing is clear. King Harris's reported fear, his plea to his father, and T.I.'s potential intervention underscore the human side of incarceration. Behind the headlines and social media debates are real people grappling with fear, responsibility, and the hope for protection. This is a reminder that even for those with fame, influence, and resources, the challenges of prison life remain formidable and deeply personal. The coming days and weeks will reveal just how T.I. navigates this difficult situation, and whether King can find the safety and support he so urgently seeks. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think T.I. can help King Harris? How should families navigate these situations? And what does this tell us about the prison system and the challenges young men face behind bars?